I've just gotten back from the gym and literally just took my hair out of a ponytail. So I'm dating. I'm 45. I've been dating for kind of a while now. But here's the thing, and here's the point that's being missed. Okay? So I'm doing all the things. Like I'm going to the gym, I've got a car, I've got a house, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. I pay for all of these things. And all of these things are mine. I have I have a good relationship with my family, good relationship with my children, all the things. So when a man approaches me, I need you to ask yourself something. When I look at her, and I normally don't look like this, but when I look at her and I see that she's doing all these things in her life without me, 800 plus credit score, not in debt, all the things. She's doing these things without me. She's going to work, paying the bills, doing the things, mowing the grass, like I'm the man. What value do I bring to this situation? What do I have to offer her? Because if she looks like this, she acts like this, and she behaves like this already, what do I add to this equation? And if you can't answer that question within 30 seconds or less, don't ask her out. Don't.
Men have always handled their own responsibilities, so listing basic life tasks like they're trophies doesn't land the way you think. Men have been asking women that same question for years. What do you bring to the table? A man knows exactly what he brings, from protection to the heavy lifting and the difficult work women avoid, along with everything else required to keep life running. So if a man can cook, clean, pay his bills, and keep his credit tight just like you, what exactly are you offering? The answer gets uncomfortable fast.
I'm a single mother to 4 kids, and I had all 4 children are with the same person. I was married to their father for 10 years, and one of the things that did keep me stuck was thinking, gosh, if I leave him, who's gonna want me with 4 kids? Like, no one's gonna want to date me. I'm gonna have a hard time, blah blah blah. First of all, loving myself was the main focus when I left, because I think that's the only way you're going to make any progress, is learning how to care for yourself the way you've cared for and poured into other people. But also, I have not had any problem dating people. There is a whole group of people that don't give a fuck if you have kids. They totally are like, yeah, that's your shit, your kids. I'm down to date you and just have a good time with you. And they kind of see you as separate, and it's not a big deal. And for me especially, I'm not looking for a step parent for my kids. They have a father, however he is, that's their father. And I'm not looking for anybody to another person to fucking co-parent with. So for me, it works out completely perfect that there's plenty of men that don't care that you have kids. So if that's one of your fears, especially with a lot of kids, you're good.
I can't believe you're treating this like a victory lap. You're excited that men don't care you have 4 kids, but all that means is you're attracting guys who want the parts of you that don't require responsibility. This is just the kind of logic that keeps women confused about why nothing lasting ever shows up. You're calling it perfect because nobody wants the step-parent role, but that's exactly why none of them are sticking around.
But what about all those men out there, though, that didn't bother buying their baby mums anything for Mother's Day? What about all of them, eh? What about all of them? Not even a card, no? Not even a text, not even a flower. No flower. Not even a thank you for looking after your child every day. Nothing. Tell you what, mate. Tell you what, mate.
Oh man, whoever that guy is dodged a cannonball. Maybe he should file for custody of the child because she seems just a little unstable. It's a good thing breathing is automatic for her.
We have to catch up. I have been on so many dates recently. I have just been approaching men. Just walking up to men. The other day I was swimming at the beach and there was a guy in the ocean and I just swam right out to him. Almost drowned, but swam right out to him and was treading water for my life and just chatting away to him, which was great. It was amazing. He was 24, very young, but you know what? That's fine. It's for the plot. The airport, and I was looking at a guy just staring at him in the eyes. And he came over to me while another man was chatting me up and was like, "Are you guys together?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Can I take you out?" Absolutely, you can take me out, especially if you're going to ask me in front of another guy. Me and him went on the best date I've ever been on in my life. Then today I approached another guy at the beach, and honestly, the point of this is just play big. Be bold, approach people, walk up to people. It's for the plot, and it's not even for the plot. Like, who cares about getting rejected? Life is one big game, really. It is one big game that we are all leaving the same way. You may as well make it interesting and just be fucking bold. Be bold. That's the catch up.
She calls it the best date of her life. Then she's out meeting another guy the very next day because she's already chasing the next thrill. That's not confidence. That's the carousel running at full speed. Women who approach men like this aren't being bold. They're stacking bodies for the storyline. And the worst part is she's giving other women the exact same bad advice that turned her into the village bicycle.
This man, I kiddeth you not, sat me down and said, here's the deal, sis. We're gonna go take a paternity test, make this official, and then I will march myself down to the courts and tell them I want 0 custody and I will pay the full amount of child support for the maximum amount of time that I have to pay it. And like literally said, like, that's what he said. He was literally like, I'm gonna do the right thing financially, like I will always pay. I'm gonna pay the full amount, the max amount that you want. But I don't want to be involved. He said, I don't want to know the name. I don't want to know anything about this. Tell them don't come look for me. Like, he was like, judge me if you want to. Like, I get it. I really honestly get it. I'm not going back on my decision. My child's life is meaningful to me. I already feel like I'm a mother. We got a heartbeat in this bitch. Like, I'm not going back on this. I'm not going to be like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom, and I do still believe in myself. But like, I can't believe that man really just like took me out to dinner at like a nice French restaurant to basically say like, bitch, I'll make sure the funds hit on time. And that's all you're getting out of me. This would only happen to me. Like, I swear. If you told me a year ago that this would be my life, would I have believed you? Fuck no. Fuck no. But like, I do believe God has a plan for us all, or like the universe or whatever it is. And this is mine. Single mom in it, single MILF in it. So, well, that's my update.
She knows she hit the jackpot. A man literally offered full payment, 0 involvement, and she's treating it like the universe blessed her. This is exactly why guys need to protect themselves, because women can and will trap you the moment it benefits their storyline. One mistake and you're financing a life you're not even part of.
Being a single mum and dating in the Gold Coast is brutal. First of all, the universe is literally trying to tell me something, because my ex, who I was in a traumatic relationship with, was Scorpio. And every single guy that wants to come up to me and get to know me is Scorpio. And they're on the same day as my ex, or the day before or after his birthday. So I'm pretty convinced the universe is literally telling me to stay away from all men at this point until I do some serious healing. I really hate being that girl to straight up ask a guy, when's your birthday? Like, I'm all woohoo and star signy. I don't know much about star signs besides stay the fuck away from Scorpio. I need to stay the fuck away from Scorpio. But there is just something so unbelievably attractive about Scorpio men. The confidence that these guys breathe. And whenever a man looks at me, I literally feel like everyone just parts ways for us. And then I find out he's Scorpio, and it makes total freaking sense. Another weird thing is I'm attracting in a lot younger guys. I'm 36 years old, and they're usually around 25 to 27. And I just feel like that's just a little too young for me. I'm also finding out guys here on the Gold Coast, they don't date. They just want to chill. I'm just like, what the fuck is chill? What is that? Turns out that's the obvious. It's coming over, it's banging, and it's bailing. And I am just not for that. I would much rather be spending time on my own than just feeling like literally a piece of meat. I did all of that dumb stuff in my 20s, and I'm not about to just go backwards in life. So I've simply just come to the conclusion that I'm going to continue working on loving myself until the right guy shows up, but doesn't only show up, he is going to consistently keep showing up, keep wanting to see me, keep wanting to get to know me, asking the right questions, and then maybe I will give him the time of day.
She says her last Scorpio man was traumatic, so she wants to avoid Scorpio men, but she finds them so attractive she keeps running straight back to the same chaos. Then the only guys who show interest are younger dudes who just want to clap and leave. And she admits she already got ran through in her 20s and she's tired of the cycle. After all that, she still talks like men need to prove themselves before she gives them the time of day. Do you see what's happening here? She's damaged, she keeps getting pumped and dumped, and she still thinks she's the prize. It doesn't make any damn sense.
Date? What date? I got fucking stood up. How fucking embarrassing, sitting at the fucking reservation and nobody shows up for 45 fucking minutes. I am about to go on a date. I haven't had a date. I haven't been on a date since my last relationship, which was in 2019. So it's been a couple... I don't even know what to do with myself. Anyway, I'll show you my outfit. It's freezing, and yes, I'm wearing sandals, but I don't know. Feel kind of cute. Let's see how this goes. Wish me luck. Like, is this what it's come to? That, like, nobody shows up for the committed time? I'm excited to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all bullshit and, like, no response, no nothing. I just get blocked, and I'm a 38-year-old woman. A woman. I got out of a 10-year committed monogamous relationship. I have been single for the last 2.5 years, raising twins. I thought, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to get out. Maybe it's time to see. Maybe there's new partners out there. If this is what it's like to date I don't want to fucking do it. I'd rather be single. I'd rather get myself off than fucking wait for a potential mate. Fuck's sakes.
I will never understand why women announce to the world that they're going on a date just to come back and announce that they got stood up. Is this supposed to be therapy or a sympathy campaign? You're broadcasting your defeat like it's a character arc. Beats me why anyone would parade their embarrassment online and call it empowerment. And somehow the lesson never becomes accountability. It always becomes another rant about how dating is broken instead of admitting they picked wrong again.
So guys, I have a question for you. I'm immigrant in America. I just moved like less than 1 year. I live in Houston and I'm single mom. I have no friends and family here. I'm like kind of alone here. So if I go on a date with someone, I always ask to pay for a babysitter. Sometimes it's 50, sometimes 70, sometimes 100. Depends on the time, and yeah, depends on the time. Is it okay for you to pay for a babysitter if you just go on the first date? Let me know in the comments.
I think it's great when single moms ask a guy to pay 50 to 100 bucks for a babysitter on the first date. It tells you exactly what type of woman you're dealing with before you waste a minute of your time. It's the clearest red flag they can give you. That's your cue to run for your life, don't look in her direction, and save yourself the headache.
Bro, being a single mom is literally the hardest shit ever. Like, you cannot do anything. I literally got like one side of my weights racked at the gym because I tried to work out, and they're calling me over the intercom to come get him literally after 5 minutes because he don't want to be with anybody but me because I'm the only person with him. But you literally just can't do anything. I'm literally so exhausted from work like 90% of the time, so I don't ever get to do like a good like real workout. And I
I got up trying to do a workout this evening and he don't even want to go to the kids club. This is like the third time I've tried to take him. He does not like to be with strangers. So it just makes it hard because I can't do anything. The only time I have help is when I'm working. But I can't ever do anything for myself. And the other parent just gets to do whatever they want. Literally whatever. You can go hang out with your friends. You can work out. You can complain about how tired you are. But really, like, look at my life. Like, look what I have to do every single day.
Spare us the sob story and get to the part where you admit you made really bad choices in life. Every complaint is you finally realizing motherhood isn't the cute aesthetic you imagined. You had too much fun in your youth, and now you're paying the full price for it. The consequences always show up, even if it takes a few years. Deal with it.
It feels wild that I'm even making this video right now because it feels like it's so obvious, but I just watched this dating coach this woman who's a single mom on settling for any man she could have because no man would want to be with a single mom. Someone has a problem with you being a single parent. That comes from insecurity. If there's ever a feeling that someone is making you feel small or shrinking you, making you feel less than of who you are in a beautiful part of your life, that is coming from their insecurity.
She's doing that classic single mom gymnastics routine, acting shocked that men aren't lining up to accept a situation she created outside of a stable relationship. Now she wants to pretend any man who doesn't want to raise another man's kid is insecure. Men aren't intimidated by her independence. They're uninterested in inheriting responsibilities they didn't create. Calling that insecurity is just her way of avoiding accountability.
So I've noticed lately that broke men are trying to convince single mothers that rich men don't want them. And the funniest thing about that to me is the reasons are usually like, oh, it's so much harder, it's going to be more expensive. They're looking at the children as obstacles. They're looking at these women as used goods. And here's the thing. Successful men don't base what they want off of how easy it is to get it. In fact, in my experience, when there's a bit of a challenge, it's more exciting for them. They're not going to go with the easiest lay, right? They're going to go with someone that's interesting to them. And the qualities that make someone a good mother really makes them an interesting person and a really good partner too. So, food for thought. These broke guys, dusty guys, really shitty guys are going to try to convince you that you're not worth as much because they're trying to get a baddie for a discount.
It's her own fault, and now she's building this cute fantasy where broke men invented the idea that wealthy men don't want single mothers. Successful men are not looking for a side quest. They want peace, legacy, and the lowest possible chance of raising another man's kid. Men with real options go for the lowest risk, highest value partner, not someone carrying the most complications. She keeps calling single motherhood a beautiful part of her life, but expects men to pretend the cost, responsibility, and risk magically disappear. She is not defending single moms. She is defending her spot in the dating market because deep down she knows the only thing she gets from men is a bored Friday night run.
This is why I feel like dating as a single mom is harder than dating as a regular 24-year-old, okay? And this is why I'm going to tell you. Aside from the kids, I think that the hardest thing about dating as a single mom is that when you're dating someone, you're competing with other 24-year-olds who have not have children. They do not have stretch marks. They have perfect little tight little abs, and I'm over here with, you know, my diastasis recti in my fucking abdomen, okay? On top of that, I've lost a lot of weight, but it's not like super firm. It's like jiggly, okay? Right? And then on top of that, after you're done breastfeeding, do you know what your titties look like? Have you seen titties after breastfeeding? Mine look like tube socks with a tennis ball. At 24 years old, dating, I'm competing with girls who have firm C cups. I have a saggy B. At best. At fucking best. Okay, guys? So, I'm competing with girls who are so fucking attractive. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If anyone could give me any confidence boost, that would be great.
When a 24-year-old becomes a single mom, the dating world doesn't care about the story behind it. It only reflects the reality she created. Younger adults who have kids without stability or long-term planning end up competing with women who didn't make those choices. The smarter move would have been slowing down, choosing carefully, and building a solid relationship before bringing a kid into the world. At this point, chasing male validation won't fix anything, so her focus should be on her child, her support system, and building a stable life before she worries about dating again.
I'm a single mom to a 2-year-old, and let me tell you where I've gone wrong in every dating situation I've been in since becoming a mother. So I've been in 1.5 relationships since having my son. We're not gonna talk about the half. We're just gonna focus on the one. Number one mistake, no dating process. I feel like I want a family and I want a unit and I wanna be loved so bad. I ignore the dating process. When in reality, this is something that is so necessary. And upon reflection, I need it. I need a dating process. You need to be courted by a man. If you want a high value man, if you want a man to match your energy as a confident, successful woman, they need to court you.
She's basically admitting her whole dating life falls apart because she skips the entire courtship phase and hands out boyfriend privileges to whoever shows up. She's so desperate for a family that she rushes into commitment with men she barely knows, then acts stunned when it all collapses. That advice she's preaching now would have actually mattered before the pregnancy, not after everything fell apart. It's wild watching someone repeat the same mistakes and still talk like they've unlocked wisdom.
It was after my 3rd child. I turned to my husband at that time and I said, wow, being a single mom is hard. I'm so glad that I have you and I don't have to raise these children by myself. Boy, at that time, I did not know that I would someday be a single mom of not just 3 kids, but 7. But here I am, single mom of 7 kids.
7 kids is a lot, and the first thing that pops into my head is how many fathers are in this story. The second guy already took on a mountain just stepping into that situation, but any man who showed up after that wasn't being noble. He was ignoring every survival instinct he had. At some point, it stops being romance and starts being a cry for help.
I want to clarify something for the men. If you're in the dating pool and you happen to be interested in somebody, but they've got kids, can I just make something really clear for you? Most of the time when you're dating a single mum, they're not looking for another dad for the kids. The kids have already got a dad. You don't need to become a dad. What that woman wants is companionship. She wants a friend. She wants someone to support and love her, not someone to financially support the children. That's her job. That's our role as a parent. You're not the parent. Okay, so although I understand it is something to take into consideration, especially if you're looking at a long-term situation where you do end up conjoining finances, but unless that woman is a widow or unless there's exceptional circumstances, these children have their own father figure. You can be involved in their life, but most single mums who are dating for the right intentions are not looking for a financial handout. We just want somebody to love us, just like you do, just like all the women without children do as well. There are a lot of perks on dating a single mum. Snacks, cooking, we understand responsibility. We know what it means to show up even when you don't feel like it. We know what it means to love, like really love something, someone, to take care.
She's talking like a man can date her without ever dealing with the kids, as if relationships magically stop at the front door. She wants a guy to invest emotionally, romantically, and eventually financially, while pretending those kids won't land on his plate the second things get serious. That's not how real relationships work. Unless she's offering herself up for casual fun, those extra snacks and home-cooked meals mean nothing to a man. She's basically asking for long-term commitment with short-term accountability, and there's nothing useful about that setup.
So I want to talk about something that's been really annoying me lately. This is going to be It's About Men, but single mom version. So something that's been getting under my skin is men not understanding what it means to be a single mom. So as a single mom, a single working mom, I have my plate full to the maximum, right? I don't have free time. the time that I do have free, I just want to relax. So one, I get it. I'm single. Yes. Do I want to date? Sure. If I meet the right person, right? But if you invite me out for a dinner, or drinks, especially during the weeknight, come on. You know I have things to do. I'm sure you have things to do the next day. I have a child to take care of. I can't just go out late at night just whenever, right? So you have to take that into consideration. So if you're really going to invite me out, one, make it worth my time. And what do I mean by make it worth my time? Just don't invite me out to dinner and drinks. Get creative. Invite me out for an activity. Do something different. Do something that's going to be worth my time and effort. I am taking time out of my evening to meet with you, to go and enjoy your company, to see how things work, if we're compatible. I'm making an effort, so I expect you to make an effort. So don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date. Also, offer to pay for the babysitter. That's going to make me more receptive to want to go and spend my time with you.
Guys, do yourselves a favor and skip single moms entirely. She's out here expecting a man to pay for the babysitter just for the chance to take her out. On top of that, she wants him to plan some creative, effort-heavy date while she makes it clear he's already second place in her life. That's not dating, that's volunteering for inconvenience. And that's it for this video, guys. If you stayed until the end, please leave a like and drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, see you on the next one. Peace.